नमस्कार, जय हिंद। हमारे साथ हैं गैब्रियल साहब फ्रॉम इज़राइल हू इज़ गोना टेल अस कि यार मैंने सुना है ये इज़राइल में भी अभी शाहीन बाग की जो वायरस है वो पहुँच चुका है। एक तो वो है और दूसरा जो मेरी एक प्रेडिक्शन थी मेरी एक प्रेडिक्शन थी कि ईरान कुछ नहीं करेगा, चुपचाप बैठेगा, कुछ नहीं करेगा, उसको पैसे-वूसे मिल जाएँगे, वो सेट होके बोलेगा चल ठीक है, भूल गया इस बारी। एक थी ये या तो मिली-भगत थी वो तो मुझे पता नहीं बट ईरान हैज़ बैक्ड ऑफ। लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट। नमस्कार गैब्रियल साहब, वेलकम टू द शो।
Namaskar, Shalom to everyone. Happy Teachers Day
To
and
you as
Happy
well, sir.
Teachers Day to Mr. Adi
अरे नहीं यार, थैंक यू, बाय।
because, yes, you are teaching us geopolitics.
नहीं यार,
I can
रेयरली,
teach about
आई लर्न मायसेल्फ।
I can teach about terror, but today teachers we need to show the masses what is going on around the world and be prepared. So thank you. And first of all, I want to tell all the people, Israel is winning, guys. Don't hear all background noise. Israel is winning. It's taking time. Some of the blame
एनी
is on
बॉर्डर,
us.
एनी
Some unseen
बॉर्डर्स।
things have happened, but
हुँ,
Israel is on its path to winning the war in Gaza. Let me be clear. We have not yet dealt with Lebanon. We have not yet dealt with Iran, like Adi has said. So we'll come to that after that. And one of the biggest reasons it's taking time is thanks to our friend USA. There is a saying in
फ्रेंड।
Israel in Hebrew, Shmor oti miohavai umisonai ishmor batzmi. Roughly translated is, keep me from my friends and I will keep myself from my enemies. So दोस्त को दुश्मन को नजदीक रखो और दोस्त को उससे ज्यादा नजदीक रखो. So US, the Biden administration has dealt a massive blow to Israel's fight against terror, but we are dealing with it. We will overcome it thanks to other countries, especially India, which is helping us in things which we cannot say on online, but we will succeed. That is
यू
our
नो
first.
मैंने आपको एक वीडियो भेजा था आज, कमला हैरिस,
Yeah.
ठीक है? एंड उस वीडियो के अंदर कमला हैरिस लिटरली एडमिटेड टू द फैक्टर कि आपका जो फिलाडेल्फिया का ऑपरेशन था, शी बेसिकली डिलेड दैट।
Yeah.
शी ओपनली सेड दैट यू नो वी हेल्प्ड डिले इट।
See, you cannot put all the blame on the US administration also. She was there. She is a big factor, no
यप,
doubt. But here on your channel, Adi, I will always speak the truth. Even if it's bitter for us, the people should know what is happening in Israel. So we are also to blame army chiefs because Philadelphia corridor should have been dealt with within the first month at least of the war.
हुँ,
Why we waited for so long is a question which has to be asked, and why the US was stopping us, because as in all our videos, I'm always saying that Philadelphia is a must for us, because there are reports that Yahya Sinwar wants to leave Gaza Strip. He's afraid of his life and he wants to take hostages with him. It can be Iran, it can be Yemen, and then all what is happening here in Israel will be in vain, all the
हुँ,
sacrifice. Because for 250 odd hostages which were in Gaza, we have lost till now, from the beginning of the ground offensive, 338 soldiers. That means more soldiers have died in this war to recover our hostages than is saving hostages. So what happened? Say last week on Thursday night, the Hamas, they had 6 hostages with them, 4 males and 2 females. The youngest was 23 years old, an American citizen too, and the eldest was 40 or something years old, the female. So what is happening in Israel? There is a big dilemma what to do to release the hostages. All the time it's like we have to give in everything what we have to save the lives of these hostages, because there is a saying here that at least those who are alive, we should bring them back at any cost. At any cost. I underline, at any cost. So if people know that when Israel 8 or 9 years ago, even more back, when we released 1,000 terrorists for one soldier, we are dealing with the 7th of October today. What happened on that day? I was there on the ground when we were releasing terrorists, and we knew this will come to bite us. So we have now about at the most optimistic, what we can say, 30 hostages who are alive, male and females, so soldiers also, female soldiers. And what should we do? Hamas wants us out of Gaza. That's their aim. But there was a note found in a tunnel where Yahya Sinwar was, and he had 4 aims which he had written down for the terrorists. The first was to put pressure on the Israeli government through the release of photographs and videos of the hostages pleading for their lives. Second, they wanted to pressurize Gallant, who is the chief of staff, chief of defense, the defense minister here in Israel. He, in the cabinet, is the only one who is willing to give concessions to release hostages. But the cabinet is fully right wing. So they have targeted him to pressurize him. Third, they want to hold Netanyahu responsible in the eyes of the Israelis, as he's the one, for his political gains or for his own selfish gains, is denying the return of the hostages. Fourth, that ground offensive that Israel has launched in Gaza is not effective. It is causing this opposite reaction. So what is happening? Forces in Israel who are against the government, as we say, the leftists and the wokes, they are willing to burn down Israel proper just to see this government loses. They don't want to succeed. So now, if the Indian audience must be remembering what happened when the CA protests were going on, and when the farmers' protests were going on, everybody knows the name toolkit. The same thing is happening in Israel. So 1 week before last Thursday, there was a big going on in the news that the Israeli media especially is against Bibi Netanyahu. They are with the left, just like the American media here also in Israel. They want everything, even something happens, Bibi Netanyahu is not responsible, it's him. So they want to put a blame on him, and they have started another new narrative that bring back the hostages alive till they are alive. So our enemies are listening to us. In the army, they always say, shh. The enemy is always monitoring or listening.
Slip of the ship is sink of a ship. Slip of the lip is a sink of a ship.
Yeah. So loose lips. So in the forces here against the government are doing the same thing. And Hamas, they are very smart. They know us very well. Because Yahya Sinwar, when he was in prison, I know him. He learned us so good that even our people don't know how much they know about the Israeli society. So they knew that Thursday night, 2 days before that, an Arab Israeli Bedouin was rescued by forces in 1 kilometer from that area.
Yeah.
So they said that when they came to know that the Israeli forces are near that tunnel, they shot them 2 bullets
six.
each, multiple bullets at the back of the head and in the back. And they killed them point blank, and they taped them before that they were cursing Netanyahu and they were saying things against the government. And they knew, just as they planned, on Saturday night, when they came to know that Israeli forces has recovered the bodies of 6 hostages, pura idhar jal gaya sab. Israel was burning. From Saturday night, Sunday, Monday, there was a union strike, workers' strike. Whole of Israel was shut down. The ports, all the ports, all the government offices, everything, even the hospitals were closed. So nobody could get life-saving this medical attention. Itna tak ye log gaye. Because you tell me, please, Hamas is killing hostages and Israel is burning. This is the same thing what happened in CAA and what happened in Shaheen Bagh during that time. Except the biryani. Except the free biryani in Kaplan, which is the area in Tel Aviv. So now the media is also making a huge issue of 200, 300,000 people were marching. If you go to see, it is all fabricated. That geographical area cannot hold more than 80,000 at the most. Everybody knows it. But guys who know what is toolkit should know that this is an effective tool to put pressure on the government. And today we came to know that American hostages families, they are saying there are 4 American hostages who are alive in Gaza and 3 bodies of American hostages are still there. That means 7. They approached the Biden government, the Biden administration, to hold talks with Hamas, one-sided talks with Hamas without Israel. This is another tactic. So Bibi Netanyahu, a few days ago, had a press conference where he clearly stated that the Philadelphia corridor will not be evacuated by Israel.
Yeah. You guys are now building a road there.
There is a road there we are building. There are so many sensors and so many technical equipment there to find out how many tunnels are there. There are in between, as I said last time, 150 to 200 tunnels in a 14-kilometer area on the Egyptian border with Rafah.
Mad.
And the Americans and our generals who are compromised at best or cooperating with the American administration on their behalf are working against Israel's interest. So Bibi had no option but to come on television and say, I will not leave the Philadelphia corridor.
Yep.
Dot, full. He put a dot on.
I saw that press conference.
So what is happening now in Israel? The Hamas knows it, that people hate Netanyahu more than they love Israel. I should say, because all those farmers who were protesting in India, they were not representing all the farmers. Nope. Same is happening here. The silent majority, like people like me and Israelis on the ground, especially our soldiers who are fighting on the ground there, are saying we are against leaving that corridor even for 1 week. Because in 1 week, Yahya Sinwar can bring in arms, because in Sinai, where the corridor is with Egypt, there's a Sinai Peninsula there. In that area, there is a huge amount, the head of the Mossad of Israel, he's the only one in the cabinet who is against, he's with Bibi, against the giving up of the corridor. He has said there are 1,000 or so fighters there from all around the world, jihadis, waiting to come inside Gaza. There is a huge amount of ammunition. So now people with bad intentions in Israel are using the hostage situation to take blows against the government here, to have elections, to topple this government. even at the sake of compromising our future. I want the audience just to be with me for a few minutes. And I will ask you one question. You have that serial going on now on Netflix, IC-814, Kandahar, where Masood Azhar was released. So I want to ask the audience one simple question. Please be with me. Put your hand on your heart. Put your hand on your heart, and God forbid tomorrow a plane is hijacked, same type, and taken to Kandahar, and they say we want terrorists to be released from Indian jails. Now put your hand on your heart and honestly say yes or no to release. To release terrorists or no. Okay, you have decided. Now I will ask you a second question. Those who have said no, I will ask you another question. In that plane, you have your family members. Still you will say no? And those who have said yes, if tomorrow I will tell you these guys, these terrorists who are released within weeks or a few years will come and harm your loved ones, still you will say yes to release? This is a dilemma for us. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. But common sense says that you cannot repeat a mistake again and again. You cannot accept the enemy to be human like you. We thought we were so human. We were proud of ourselves when we released 1,100 terrorists for one soldier. We were proud. But this came to bite us.
It's a terrible choice to make.
Now you cannot tell the family members of these hostages that I don't care. They are targeting the government. We cannot say anything. But I am saying tomorrow my future.
If you don't mind, sorry. All I see here is no's.
So if you say no, even if your family members are in that,
saying,
guys, be honest.
No. Yeah, people are saying still no. See, I'll show you. Yeah, still no. Still I won't say no. Still no. Bossy, I'm telling you, there's a game. People are not going to tolerate nonsense.
So I can say the Indian audience has learned from our mistakes.
I mean, I
can see that
to be honest with you, it's a terrible situation to be in. But
as they say,
still no. Second time no. I don't know.
All right. All right. See, the US has a policy
of
not negotiating with terrorists.
It's a terrible question to have. Have your citizens. You have your citizens captured by a bloody terrorist organization.
A small baby, Aadi, 1 year old to a 80 years old person languishing in those dungeons. So you cannot tell a mother or a father whose children are there who were sent who were in the military. And the military is one of the most sensitive for Israelis, our soldiers. I cannot tell a mother that I cannot bring her back. We will die. We will literally die. As I said, 338 soldiers, God forbid. I hope this is the last. We have to be realistic, but we have to wish. 338 soldiers lost their lives. Even to bring back bodies. Even to bring back bodies, remains of our hostages back to Israel. But I think the Indian audience has learned a lesson which we have to learn too. दिल पे पत्थर रखना पड़ेगा. मगर ये कहना आसान है बॉस. ये कहना बहुत आसान है.
यार ऐसा है, वो रिलीज करते टाइम भी 814 में बंदा तो मारा, फिर भी मारा ना उसने. ठीक है, बंदा तो फिर भी मारा ना उसने.
बाद में कितने आके मारे.
ठीक है, तो बाद में भी मारे.
if in hindsight, if India would have known, they have done the same action, they would have taken the same action. But we cannot do anything because in our DNA, the Israeli DNA, each and every one keeps the back of this neighbor or his friends, and each one fights for the other person.
Yeah, I
मगर
mean,
कब तक कर सकते हैं बॉस? ये फ्यूचर में आके हमको ही मारेंगे, हमारे बच्चों को ही मारेंगे.
that's true.
But still, people with bad intentions are using this for their own selfish gains. Even the chief of staff, who has to deal only with the military matters, is poking in nose. This is what I want to tell the Indian audience. Military should be military proper. But in Israel, everything has been interjected inside in between each other. Military should not say what they have to only get the orders and they should go ahead, because we have reports that the military was against going to the Philadelphia corridor, taking that corridor. Why? So this is what is happening in Israel. They are burning each and every day. They are burning Israel from inside, and the enemy हाथ मल रहे. देखिए.
थोड़ा अभी जियोपॉलिटिक्स पे चलते हैं. ईरान का तो मतलब मैंने आई हैड समहाउ दिस इंट्यूशन कि ईरान कुछ करेगा नहीं, बिकॉज यू नो जियोपॉलिटिक्स में एक बड़ा सिंपल सा वो गेम है, एंड कल कुछ कर सकता है. आई डोंट नो, दे क्रेजी पीपल, बट इफ यू आर अ रियलिस्ट, व्हिच आई फील ईरानियन रिजीम थोड़ी बहुत रियलिस्ट है, वो इसका कुछ चीज लेगी अमेरिका से, कहीं ना कहीं कुछ डिस्काउंट लेगी. उसको भी पता है ये प्रॉब्ली लास्ट डिस्काउंट है, इसके बाद ट्रम्प आ गया तो वाट लग जाएगी. तो वो भी चक्कर है. तो देयर इज अ बैलेंस दैट नीड्स टू बी क्रिएटेड इन द मिडिल ईस्ट कहीं ना कहीं पे, क्योंकि आपका अभी जो टेंशंस नॉर्थ हेजबोला के साथ भी चल रहा है, एंड वहां पर हेजबोला से भी बड़े फनी स्टेटमेंट्स आते हैं. दे से नो, वी डोंट वांट टू फाइट. अच्छा ठीक है, यू नो. And so that tells you कि in case Israel goes in, these guys will retreat back, and kind of pull back, and they'll just do a fighting retreat sort of a thing. So somewhere down the line, I don't know, I think that soon enough, जैसे ये गाजा का ऑपरेशन खत्म होता है, आपका टनल्स ये सब कुछ क्लियर हो जाए, and then I think, in my opinion, Israel already knows Yahya Sinwar कहाँ है, where is he. And I'm sure he can be struck as we are talking right now. One thing can go straight up his backside and doom. I think it's been kept there so that you can finish up your work, because एक बार you kill this chap, then everybody will say, अच्छा तो मार दिया, अब तो छोड़ दो, अब बंद करो ये सब. So that guy is not to be killed right now. तो ये जैसे धीरे धीरे करके ये settle down होगा, I think a lot of things in the Middle East will kind of start getting settled down. ये मेरा thought process है. There will be tensions, ऐसी बात नहीं है, tension एकदम से नहीं जाएगा, but थोड़ा everybody will be a little more worried about an armed conflict.
See, Aadi, I'm a fan. I'm a student of history, and I learn from experience. Experience says that when the Iranians bark, listen, and be prepared. Okay? We were hoping that they would strike. We thought they would strike. But now comes in experience. Experience tells us that Hezbollah also, when they have taken revenge on Israel, they have taken it abroad, blowing up embassies or Israeli interests around the globe.
Yeah.
Like in India, so many years ago, they tried to hit the people working in an embassy.
Yeah.
The ambassadors, some guy who was working there in the embassy, his wife's car was attacked. So these guys will try to hit us somewhere, and that will be their calling card, as you can see. But Hezbollah, as you said, this game with Hezbollah is a very dangerous game. But what happened last time when that preemptive strike took place in Lebanon, 100 or so Israeli aircraft flew into Lebanon, South Lebanon, struck targets on the ground with launchers ready to strike deep inside Israel. So, they took a blow.
Yeah.
Now, the first blow for an enemy is not on the chin, it is inside his head. सोचते
वैसे
रह
भी यार,
जाएगा
वैसे
ये
भी
क्यों
सॉरी
हुआ,
बट
कैसे हुआ, where was the leak, how we got information,
या
how we came to know. And same thing with Iran. As I told you once, what we did in Taiman, in Yemen, we call it in Hebrew Taiman. Yemen is Taiman. So what we did in Yemen was a lesson for Iran to go strike so many thousands of kilometers from Israeli boundaries and strike deep inside another territory, guarded with anti-aircraft facilities and multiple borders of other nations. So we can do, if we can do it in Yemen, we can do it in Iran, and Iran has everything to lose.
there's
And I
also
want,
another point about Hezbollah, which a lot of people kind of ignore, because Hezbollah का news में जो एक image बनाया है, they've got
monster.
200,000 rockets. Okay, they've got 200,000 rockets. How many launchers do they have? Nobody talks about that, because these are not canisterized rockets. These are open rockets. For that, you need to put individual rocket into the launcher and then fire it. How many launchers do they have? 100, 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 10,000? How many? Let's say they have 500 launchers. So you're only firing 500 rockets. You can't fire the quantity. ये जो एक तो मेन स्ट्रीम मीडिया के अंदर भी ये पूरा हुआ बनाया हुआ है. Oh no, there will be a full scale. How? They've got 200,000 rockets. So
See, in Israel, on our behalf, I can say one thing. For 20 years, from the last war with Hezbollah, 2006, we Israelis also were taking them very seriously.
yeah,
We also used to say these words that, Dekho, they have so many thousands of hundreds and thousands of rockets and missiles. But we were, I not say afraid, but we were like careful to deal with these guys. But nowadays, it's come to a position in Israel, and I can speak on our behalf now. People are saying, why don't we go in? That is what is happening with Israel. When it fights with its back to the wall, we are more dangerous and we are more determined. Anytime Israel fights, you take out the history books, see all the wars which Israel has fought. Whenever we fought with our backs to the wall, we were more deadly and we were more efficient fighters. So this is what is happening now in Lebanon. People are fed up. People are saying, "Jo hoga so hoga." Let's go in and destroy them once and for all, because tomorrow this will come to bite our grandchildren or children. So we should fight it today. And those launches, as you said, Aadi, the problem is not the launches. Hezbollah is very effective in attacking places which are very sensitive to us,
yeah.
especially infrastructure.
Ports is the
They
problem.
know that we will strike back too. Water, electricity. Okay? So they will go all out. These are crazy guys.
Yeah.
They are
That
not
is true.
reasonable.
That
So
is
we
true.
should be careful. Even that one rocket, one came and killed 12 children,
Yeah.
12 Druze children. And then we had to hit back and we gave them such a blow. They are still reeling from that. Because if anybody knows Hezbollah, it's me and people in Israel. What they have done is nothing. We know them. These guys, we know them. हमने झेला है उनको. So what they have done till now, especially Hamas also. Hamas, we killed Muhammad Deif. We destroyed, it killed Hania. We killed. I don't know who killed, but it can be
A stray
Luxembourg. I don't
rocket.
know.
A stray
Okay.
rocket came and killed
Stray
him.
rocket. Or the Iranians, somebody fucked up there. Sorry for my
There
French.
was one rocket flying around the
Okay.
place that just happened to go into his window.
Some
and kill him.
revolutionary guard was playing with RPG and it went inside. Okay. I don't know. So we know one thing. They have not taken the revenge which we always know comes with a deep bite. So you can call it a game in your geopolitical arena. But this game, we also know something is happening. Hezbollah is not full-hearted inside. They're not all in. There are also reports that Sinwar is very, very disappointed with Iran and Hezbollah. Because for him, it would have been best to light up the whole of the region here. At least the Middle East, it could have overflowed to other areas too.
Yeah.
But that has not happened. That means not cooler heads have come to a conclusion. It is the deterrence. As I told you in the last video, Israeli deterrence is back in form. We are degrading Hamas. We have degraded them. Guys, I know people. I know what is happening on the ground. I know how we are finishing them off, how they are depleting their ammunition. The fighters, they have lost. The terrorists, they have no resupply. That's why they are dying for us to open that corridor, Philadelphia corridor. This is the same thing with Hezbollah. We are now determined. Our people are saying, let's go to war. This is what is happening with our people, especially the guys who are living in the north, who have evacuated the cities there. 60 to 70,000 people are living in hostels, in hotels, in rented apartments by the government for 11 months with no future when they are returning. So people are saying, let's go in, let's fight. It will be a very dangerous scenario. But now Israelis are with the back to the wall. So if there's another question, when will this war end? This is a multi-front war. And we have not even spoken about Judah and Samaria, as we call it, the West Bank. Israel, for 1.5 weeks ago, has launched an operation, summer camp, killing 200 terrorists in Judah and Samaria. They have resorted now to the tactics of the second intifada of bringing in car bombs. At least 4 car bombs were discovered. Sorry, 3 car bombs, and one was in Tel Aviv, which we spoke last time, which he exploded by mistake, the suicide bomber, wounding a bystander, and 3 other cars filled with, at least one car was with 80 kilograms of explosives with gas cylinders next to a bus with school children in the settlements there. So Yahya Sinwar wants to light up this area. He has not succeeded with Hamas, with Hezbollah and Iran, but so he wants to light up Judah and Samaria, the West Bank. So the focus now is on Judah and Samaria. It is burning because we had indications that terrorists there were planning another 7th of October. And from that area to reach Israel, it takes by foot, it takes 7 to 8 minutes max to cross the border and come inside Israel. And you come inside a city or a settlement, and you can just accept what happened on 7th of October multiplied by 10. So we have to take actions. This war is not just finished. Yemen has been dealt with. How will they react? Are they waiting to hit us back?
Yeah, I mean, see, they will do something. Timing is most important, and they might just say, "अच्छा ठीक है, अगर हम नहीं मारेंगे, हमको ये चीज चाहिए." So, give and take can be war. Give and take can also be others. There will be something to lose in one sense or the other. That's what I'm trying to say, that they will try and kind of create a political balance somewhere कि अच्छा ठीक है यार, ये नहीं करते तो हमको ये चाहिए.
You spoke about Iran and US. What we know, Israelis, we know one thing. Kamala Harris doesn't want to go in front of the reporters. Everybody knows it. She's scared to take a position on anything. Which type of ice cream she likes, she will not tell you. She's so afraid. So if tomorrow she doesn't want to answer questions, if there is a full-fledged war between Israel and Lebanon and Israel and Iran, for her, she wants to get this period till the elections safe with
Hmm.
no other flare ups. She wants to everything be cool here so she can win the election with silence. Trump is backing Israel fully, but Kamala Harris, she's Obama on steroids.
Yes.
Kamala Harris hates Israel. Jews, as Trump says, who are voting for her in the US, they are anti-Israelis. They are not Jewish. If they support this kind of lady,
Yep.
they have sanctioned Israel. The Biden administration has put sanctions on Israeli citizens.
Six or eight
Yeah,
people. Uh,
6 to 8. It is beginning. This is during the election time. This is unprecedented, which is happening here in Israel and US relations. They are putting sanctions on individuals and on Israeli organizations,
hmm.
and these are related to the right.
Yep. That's true.
So they want everything to be quiet at least till the elections. Israel is being asked, forced, warned by the US.
Hmm.
Only a nation on earth that can influence Israel is the US, because we need them. It is a bitter truth, a bitter pill to swallow. But yes, we
Life
are
is like
not
that.
we are not a superpower. We are dependent on the US for the UN votes, for arms, for everything. And that administration today is the worst administration in Israel US relations.
Hmm.
Because of them, we didn't approach Rafah. As you said, she point blank told on Kamala Harris on television that she saw those maps, and she's asking Israel, she wants Israel not to enter Rafah. But I know one thing, as I said, we Jews, we will fight more determined with our backs to the wall. And that is what is happening today with the US. We are seeing this friend is not a friend in need. They have their own priorities, and Israel is not a priority for them. We have to
Hmm.
be frank. It is something else that other friends around the world are helping Israel. If you know who I'm pointing to, but this is what is happening.
True. True. चलो थोड़े सवाल जवाब भी ले लेते हैं guys. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly share this with your friends and families. 284 से I think कल तक 285 पे आ जाएंगे हम लोग. So I think another week, 10 days, we should be hitting 300,000 figure. 15 days, 20 days, 1 month, I don't know, but it's all because of you. You guys need to kind of push this. You guys need to hit the like button really hard so that the channel grows. uh, Also guys, just to tell everybody else, people who don't get notifications, a channel, WhatsApp channel is in the description. दूसरा आप लोग इस चैनल की तरफ कंट्रीब्यूट भी कर सकते हैं, क्यूआर कोड या फिर पेपैल या फिर सुपर स्टिकर सुपर चैट्स के साथ. Also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Some killer likes, some killer shots there, amazing stuff that we are putting out. So let's see. सबसे पहले, what do we have to say? All right, wait 1 second. KSP Prasad ji, thank you for becoming a member. Shubham Agarwal ji, thank you so much. And your question is, Shalom Gabriel ji, what is happening to Netanyahu? Khela is happening with Netanyahu. Khela.
Netanyahu reminds me of Modi. How much hate for these leaders. It's the same.
Yeah.
They are those court cases. People, I am here in Israel. I can tell you, those were vendettas against him, false cases, and they are being thrown away. The judges, even though the judiciary is compromised, they cannot. They have no evidence. It's going down the drain. Those cases against Netanyahu.
Hmm.
So Netanyahu is under a lot of pressure, but we will overcome.
Sarvani ji, thank you. Happy Teachers Day. Aadi ji, thank you ji. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. Ayush Deep ji, thank you. India always stands with Israel. Thought provocator Saab, thank you. Obama traded terrorists for de facto brown, yeah, bow, yeah.
That
I mean,
soldier who defected there in
yeah.
Afghanistan.
Karan Nandaji, thank you. You say, Gabrielji, I hope you're great. Do you think another Operation Orchard is required in Iran? Ye dil mange one more. Love watching your views with Aadi.
See, we have operations in Iran which are ongoing. Only a few weeks ago, a big factory there making drone parts blew up. Don't tell anyone I told you it was us.
यार ये सब तो चलता रहता है. ठीक
Operation
है.
Orchard was in Iraq with the no, sorry, in Syria,
Hmm.
the nuclear plant.
Santosh ji, thank you. Egypt supplying ammunition through Philadelphia
Yeah,
corridor tunnels. Yep.
yeah. You know what is happening? The Egyptian soldiers there,
It may
they
not
are
be
poor
Egypt as
people.
per se, but it'll be, all sorts
No,
of
no.
bloody.
At best, is if Egypt is helping them. At worst, like at best, they are smuggling arms because those
Yeah.
soldiers there, Egyptian soldiers, are very poor. They don't know to read. They don't know to write. So anytime they smuggle in people, at least $1,000 to $2,000 they get bakshish.
Hmm. That's true. I mean, it's crazy here. Santosh ji, once again, thank you. You say 1971 Bharat, do not give away Area 1. Boys fought. Yeah, that hurts. Ramesh ji, thank you so much. Is Israel really a nation for Jews or simply an outpost of the West, a keeper of Christian lands, giving a great enthusiasm to take on Russia for Europe, but dragging his feet in the Middle East? Do you know, guys, one thing? Let me just put this across. A lot of people said ki bhai, Russia is anti-Israel and all that stuff. Bullshit. And I've been saying it from day one. Today, Israeli diplomats are there in Russia. They are talking about things, and trust you me, रशिया के साथ आप लोग ये मिडिल ईस्ट को सॉर्ट आउट कर पाओगे, अमेरिका के साथ कभी नहीं कर पाओगे. ठीक है. अमेरिका का जो एक प्लान था ना टू क्रिएट दीज आउटपोस्ट एंड दिस एंड दैट, वो एक जियोपॉलिटिकल जो गेम है, एज ही सेइंग दैट एक आउटपोस्ट इसराइल होना चाहिए, एक आउटपोस्ट पाकिस्तान बनाया, एक आउटपोस्ट उधर बनाया. ये ना उनके वो हेनरी किसिंजर की दिमागी खेल है, बाकी घंटे का. They forget the factor that you're dealing with one real human beings, two, a real nation with history, with civics, with geography, with culture, with everything. They forget all this stuff. And that's the whole problem with this so called Gehra Rajya, as I call it, that they only know one thing, which is
I
their
know only one
dirty
thing.
games.
I know only one thing. Israel is the ancestral land of the Jews. It's the homeland, ancient homeland of Jews. That's it.
That's
And
it.
we are here to stay.
Nikhil Saab, thank you. How can Israel beat ideology in the long term? Economy is down 19%. Yeah, man,
Guys, the
that's
same
hard.
day when Hezbollah was attacked by Israel, that very day the stock markets in Israel were high. That shows how much
people,
confidence.
want, people
Yeah,
want action.
it's
Maro
gone up
paise.
from the war. When from the war it has began, with people who know in finance should know that the Israeli stock market has stopping.
Yeah, yeah. Prakhar Mishra ji, thank you. Stance of left in Israel is about this ongoing war. We discussed that जी. It's terrible. Protest कराते हैं, उल्टे काम करते हैं, सारे टेढ़ी मेढ़ी चीजें होती हैं. Ravi Trivedi साहब says CA and farmer protests in India. Farmer, by the way. Thank you for using my spelling. There is currently a job vacancy in Israel. $15 an hour for 8 hours of protest. Food will be given.
Good, good.
you know, no, Amnesty International recruits like this. By the way, when they have to find people for protest, right? They put out, protests, and they pay $15, $20 an hour with food and medical and insurance
Yeah.
for
No, no, he's
protests.
right. He's so right.
Ridiculous, ridiculous. What's unfolding in the Middle East will determine the future course of the world.
Yeah,
Absolutely correct.
yeah.
Fantastic comment. Thank you. Unknown Gunman 007, thank you so much. You say love plus support to you, Gabriel bro. Always stand with Israel. Apache Indian, thank you so much. You say, what should Israel's political and military strategy be after winning the war in Gaza to ensure no Israeli lives are lost in the future? You know, the last part, we would like it to happen, but I don't think it'll happen. But what should the strategy be?
See, we have no other option, and this is a big debate in Israel.
Yeah.
What should we do after the day after? What happens the day after?
Yep.
Maybe Netanyahu will give you a political, diplomatic answer that we don't want to have boots on the ground. We don't want to deal with the day-to-day what is happening in Gaza. But I will tell you, be realistic. Israel has no other option. We have to uproot Hamas and we have to put troops on the ground. If tomorrow some other entity from any other nation, which I don't know if there is such thing, we can only have us to trust, and we have to put the army there. The army leadership doesn't want to have soldiers there doing administration jobs.
Yeah.
So it's a
No
big
army. No
no. They
army
don't
would
want
want to do that.
no.
All right. Hezbollah, Hamas, and Houthis. What's their bleak future, sir?
We
Hope
have to
not.
fight them today, as I said, because
Yep.
of for a good tomorrow.
Correct. Chow Mao Chow Min. Thank you. Uh, Even Indian news channels like Crux and First
Yeah.
Post are propagating Hamas propaganda. I won't be able to say anything. I don't watch any of these channels, so मैं कुछ बोल नहीं पाऊंगा. But I don't know if you've noticed anything.
Yeah. I know a few. I don't want to take names, but I watch them for what is happening, because I know one thing, which is very clear. If you have to rely on lies, on propaganda, that means you are losing. Always speak the truth. And this is what is happening in Israel. We are losing our beloved soldiers, but we will say one thing. We are going to fight till the bitter end, and Hamas will lose. That I can give you a guarantee.
Shalom, Gabriel. Will you be surprised after the war you'll find leftists in the Israel behind the October 7 attack?
Mr. Abhishek, after the 7th of October,
He has
those
spelled out
settlements
something really.
which were overrun by Hamas, okay, killing the women, the children there, raping the women there, these guys have not learned anything. They see me as a right winger, as the enemy, more than the Hamas. This is the bitter truth. Israel is not that united here. Unity is lacking.
Amit Agarwalji, question for Gabriel. Why is it always the case that Israel and India are always in the corner and opposition always comes up with narratives and toolkits and destroys the entire image? That's what I keep saying, Saab.
Wonderful.
When the global deep state is behind you, which pretty much owns every damn thing under the sun, everything. They own the media, they own the pharma, they own the weapons, they own the reconstruction, they own finance, they own everything. You're still standing up and fighting with them, you're gonna get hurt. So that's the thing. Either you say, okay, fine, I don't want to fight, go sign the dotted line, and उसके बाद chill करो, पन्नू पुन्नू सब gift wrap होके आ जाएगा आपके पास. But if you want to fight, then it's gonna hurt.
On your end, when the farmers' protests were going on, at least Rihanna, Greta Thunberg, Mia Khalifa,
Mia
तो ये लोग ने बात नहीं की है कुछ. Mia Khalifa is Lebanese.
Good stuff. Sarvani ji says, Gabriel sir, will Israel get any territories if it wins the war in Gaza? Not provoking occupation, just asking.
Good question. In Israel, it's a big taboo to say occupation, the word occupation. Everyone is afraid to say that word, occupation. But I don't know, it's a divine intervention here going on, because anytime we give back area, like the Gaza Strip and South Lebanon, we get only pain and terror back.
Hmm.
So something is forcing. They are forcing us to go in and hold territory.
Yeah, true. Shankar Saab says mainstream media in India and Israel both seem to be intentionally covering gruesome news and agitating people. The end goal is to create civil unrest, societal breakdown. How to counter this? Sir, simple. Don't listen to it. Why? We were agitating for the past 2 days about an OTT thing in Netflix. I
Yeah,
I don't care. I don't have Netflix. I don't want to have Netflix. I don't want to watch it because I know the damn thing is going to be biased. I only watch YouTube videos from the channel I know the source. I know what the reality is. I know the person and I know what his game is. Information today is a weapon, sir. If you let information into your head without checking it, they are weaponizing you. We need to be very careful with what we consume as individuals because there is just so much information around all the time.
I can say one thing, Adi. How many people will heed what you have said now? Because most of the people, as you know very well, know
Mhm.
watch things on TikToks or those 2 minute.
We don't have TikTok in
And
India. One, two. In India, by the way, Netflix is gonna take a beat. People are
I
pissed
hope
the
so.
hell off. Unsubscribe ratios in Netflix I'm seeing online is huge. ठीक है,
Great.
तो तुम पंगे लोगे तो नंगे होगे. एंड अगर देखना भी है तो देन यूनाइट होके आवाज उठानी सीखो. एंड व्हेन पीपल से unsubscribe, do it in a bloody shot so that they come down onto their knees after that. And we need to do
Hit them
that. We
where
need
it
to do
hurts
force. Yeah.
in their purse.
Yep. Rajesh Agrawal ji, Adi, same narrative here in Kashmir. Leftists say Kashmir is occupied by over 5 lakh army men apart from central forces. Please note, Kashmir is a very small strip. Total, it is 107 kilometers by 34 kilometers total, with mountains and this and that and everything. And they say 10 लाख वहां पर बैठे हुए हैं. 10 लाख. पागल हो गए क्या यार?
You know how many soldiers we have in the Gaza Strip now? Only five, 4 to 5
60,
brigades. That's it.
about 50, 60,000. Yeah, I mean, all right. Mayaji says, is judiciary in Israel lopsided and
Yeah,
left leaning, woke like in Bharat? Yeah.
you have hit the nail on the head, Maya.
Ma'am, I have done a podcast right now recently with someone. I will release this. It's about this whole phenomenon of the judiciary. So, yeah, Jara, please wait for this podcast. It's going to be quite an eye opener because we talk about what the problem is and we talk about what should we do about it as well. So, ye bhi hai. Dev Saab, Gabriel and Aadi sheltering Muslim extremists in the name of Islamophobia amid and licking their boots has become the fashion of liberals. How to teach them a lesson or give them the taste of their own medicine? You don't need to give it to them. I think they're getting it right.
They got it once in Iran,
नहीं नहीं,
a long, long
यूके
time
में
ago.
यूके
You,
में अमेरिका में मिल रहा है टेस्ट.
Europe is lost. Europe is lost. Europe is lost. The US, if these elections, Trump doesn't come in, even the US is lost.
Yep, true. गोली चलेगी भैया. Zesab, Netanyahu's own brother, lost his life in Operation Thunderbolt, saving 100 Israelis in a plane hijack in Uganda. The Entebbe raid, it's called. As
Yeah,
far as one of the great operations, and Israel Tower Semiconductors, $10 billion confirmed in India. Yep.
yeah. That's what is happening. They are calling Netanyahu a killer. नारे लगाते हैं ना यहाँ in the protests. They are calling him all sorts of names. A killer, a man who doesn't have a soul. So many abuses, and I always take similarities with India. What's happening? The
Hmm.
same operation, the same tactics.
Yeah. These monkeys don't have a brain. That's why I keep laughing at them. They don't have a brain. ठीक है, इनका freedom of expression. एक सेकंड. कॉपी पेस्ट कॉपी पेस्ट कॉपी पेस्ट कॉपी, सबको चेप देते हैं वही। अच्छा अभी डेमोक्रेसी का टाइम है, डेमोक्रेसी इन डेंजर, 1 2 3 4 सबको वही चेप दो। हिंदू नेशनलिज्म, तो वो अच्छा वो हिंदू नेशनलिज्म का चल रहा है, वो हिंदू काटो यार, उसमें क्रिश्चियन लिखो और ट्रम्प के ऊपर चेप दो। ये गधे हैं, ठीक है। एंड दिस इज व्हाट विल मेक देम लूज, बिकॉज दे आर नॉट इनोवेटिंग। द राइट विंग राइट नाउ जस्ट नोज हाउ टू गेट एंग्री। दैट एंगर सून विल स्टार्ट गेटिंग चैनल्ड in the right direction where the right wing will start taking out narratives. वो होएगा, ठीक है। अभी तक राइट विंग एक ह्यूब्रिस में रह रहा था, स्पेशली इन इंडिया वी वर लिविंग इन गागा वंडरलैंड। सबसे पहले अभी बारी थोड़ा गर्दन पे तलवार आई है, अभी सब गुस्से में है, थोड़े टाइम में ये गुस्सा चैनलाइज होगा। The day it gets channelized, oh man, that's going to be so much fun to watch. Because what's going to happen is people are just going to stop accepting nonsense anymore. Bus, enough. This is our red line. Cross it, you have problems. And it's not going to be bloody pitai chitai on the road. No violence. Quietly. अच्छा भाई ऐसा है? Okay, fair enough. Guys, ये नहीं करना. And the unified voice when it starts coming out ना, जिस तरह से आज भारत में we are screaming and shouting all across the world for Bangladeshi Hindus. The entire Western media has tried discrediting us. The entire Western media. But they've not been able to do it. तो कहीं पे आई कैन सी दी स्पटर्स, वो बोलते हैं ना पुराने जमाने का इंजन है हमारा, वो जब स्टार्ट करते थे ना तो पहले भुक भुक करके काला वाला स्मोक फेंकता था, उसके बाद धीरे धीरे करके स्टार्ट होता था। हमारा वही हाल है। अभी किसी ने वो चक्रा घुमाया है तो थोड़ा भुक भुक करके वो थोड़ा धुआं शुआं फेंक रहा है, अभी थोड़ा कार्बोरेटर साफ ऑफ करेंगे फिर ठीक हो जाएगा। वो है, ऐसा ऐसा हालत है यहाँ पर। एंड आई एम टेलिंग यू इट विल हैपन टू इजराइल ऑल्सो, because there'll be a point of time where people will just come around and say enough, right? And you will see that happening. I'm not joking with you. Ye jada dur ka nahi hai. This is the next 5 years. This will happen. I never thought India could rise up and really hit back at what happens for Hindus in Bangladesh. My God, but the voice has been so strong. फटी पड़ी रहती है इनकी पूरी वेस्टर्न मीडिया, बांग्लादेशी की सबकी, कि यार इसको जवाब कैसे दें हम लोग। झूठ बोल चुके हैं, फेक बोल चुके हैं, हिंदू नेशनलिस्ट बोल चुके हैं, प्रोपेगेंडा बोल चुके, सब बोल चुके हैं, बट वो नैरेटिव नहीं हट रहा। यूनिटी इज द की, एंड वो होगा। आई एम श्योर इट विल हैपन। Kilimanjaro, thank you so much. What is our game plan for the next century on psychological warfare, if there is any? Can you check their actual heavenly book? It was launched in the 1900s. Yeah, nobody will talk
Psychological
about that.
warfare is a must. Technical. Today's technology is as you said once, is the new oil, as you pointed out. So we have to fight the narrative. That's why I'm here with Aadi today, because we are fighting an uphill battle against the narrative, because they are, today all the forces against Israel, anti-Semites, jihadis, and we can be not politically correct by saying most Muslims are against Israel because of religion. This is a religious war. It is a religious war. They don't want Jews here in this area. They don't want us here. It's religious. That's it. End of story. But we have to fight the narrative.
Yep. Absolutely. Okay, last few questions. Ramesh ji, thank you. At the end of the day, when every town in India has a Muslim area, is surrounded by 500 million Muslims, so is Israel. Can you change that? No. So you need to be realistic.
You have to be realistic. You have to hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst.
True. Himanshi ji says, why is the US deep state hates nationalists like Modi and Netanyahu? Not Modi and Netanyahu. The list is endless, trust me. What would the woke deep state goons achieve by defeating them? Nothing.
They want puppets.
Sadistic pleasure.
This is Marxism.
Yeah.
This is Marxism. They are like the Nazis. Nazis were socialists.
Hmm.
And
True.
they believe that what they believe, everyone should act and behave like that. They don't believe in democracy. They don't believe in human rights. But they, as the media and the narrative goes, they are the protectors and the defenders. But we are fighting with Aadi's channel and channels like him.
All right, last two, three questions. You say Ragnarok Saab says since Israel is close to America, people wise, dual citizenship, wealth, etc. So the woke virus has spread a lot compared to India, which is very different. That's true.
Yeah.
That's
What
true.
is happening in the US finds its way, all this woke culture finds its
Into
way
Israel. Yeah.
into Israel.
Yeah.
The same damn thing of not differentiating between a male and a female.
That is just
Basic biology, which everyone took it for granted. You can see what happened in the Olympics. A man has beaten a woman and got a gold medal,
crazy.
and everyone is clapping.
Yep. He says, at the end of the day, what will be BB's next step?
BB will fight till the bitter end. The problem is not BB. BB made mistakes. We have to be frank. The problem is how much pressure will be borne on him. We have the cabinet, but the defense minister here is the force to reckon with. He cannot fire him, and he is creating problems inside the cabinet because our government, they passed a resolution saying that we will not go out of the Philadelphia corridor, and the defense minister started acting against it in the media, and then BB had to come out. So BB is holding his ground, but I think the next step, as I told Aadi before this video, I think it will be Iran. We'll have to deal with them.
Yep. That is
The nuclear question there. They are very close to a nuclear
And
bomb, if they may have one also.
well, see, Iran is, of course, that is a problem that you'll have to. कभी तो deal करना ही पड़ेगा. Either you do it now, later, sometime. You'll have to figure out when, and it depends how as well. So let's see how that goes. And the last question for the evening is: can't we just ban Netflix? Yeah, banning won't get much. You can ban stuff, but ban में क्या है? You're forcing people to do something. I'm saying, where is our own जागरूकता कहाँ है हमारी? हमारे अंदर का जो एक भारतीय है वो कहाँ है? Right? If we have our own sense of pride and sense of nationalism, when we see something like this happening, we should all say, okay, stop this. Khatam. People decide. We are the country at the end of it. Yeah? We are the country. Right? China bans everything, but everything reaches inside China, and everything from China reaches outside. So nothing stays a secret from China. It's the people that make the country, and we, the people, need to stand up for our own selves. And that is something that I think, with the Israel war, that's the biggest lesson that we should learn. What do you say?
Exactly. Unity is a must. This is what it has. I will end with saying, Hamas saw that we are divided. They killed 6 hostages, point blank range. They knew what will come out of this action. We started burning Israel just because we don't have that unity here. So guys, please learn from us. Again, I'm saying every time on this videos when I come, Aadi knows it. Learn from Israel's mistakes. Unity is a must. Don't let the enemy know the fracture points.
Thank you, sir. Hope
Thank you.
things become better tomorrow as they, than they were yesterday. On that note, Jai Hind, Shalom.
Shalom. Thank you,
Bye.
everyone.